What's up, guys? I got a quick review today, and we're going to be looking at a CRKT. This will be a really short review because the knife is not all that special, in my opinion, but CRKT, and this is the shrimp. So let's get this open. Alright, so this is a CRKT shrimp. Nice tiny knife. You can find these for about $12 online. I'll put the specs in the description as always, but this is really just a keychain knife. Here's a Victorinox Cadet to compare it to, and the Spyderco Ambitious. We all know the Ambitious is a small knife, so this shrimp is very small. Start with the blade. I think the blade is 2 CR13, basically the same steel as Spyderco used on the Bug line. The Bug, Honeybee, and Grasshopper is the same steel on this. And honestly, for a keychain knife, that's fine. I haven't really used this one that much, but I did use a Bug pretty extensively, and it held up pretty well. I mean, honestly, for a keychain knife, it's not going to be doing a lot of cutting. I might have to do tasks pretty often, but when it's performing those tasks, it'll probably only be opening, cutting a piece of string, which is not really going to dull the knife that much, or cutting open a box, which, maybe cut a couple inches of tape. It's not really all that intensive. So the blade edge should last for a while, and it will be easy for you to sharpen. Factory edge out of the box isn't all that great. You can see the blade has a pretty unique shape for something this small. Believe it or not, this one has a recurve. You can see it dips down a little bit. I think that's completely unnecessary in a knife this small, and it just makes it hard to sharpen. I haven't had to sharpen this one, but it looks like it'd be a lot harder because of that. But I guess you could eventually sharpen it away into a normal drop point. Grind on this guy is a hollow grind, but it's from pretty high up, so it gets to a decent edge. But the problem is, you start with pretty thick stock for a knife this small. If we can compare it to the Ambitious, it's about the same thickness. It might be a little bit slimmer, but it's definitely a thick piece of steel, which I don't really think is necessary. I'd rather just have something that I can keep really sharp really easily. Finish is nice. It's a satin finish. CRKT on the blade. McGinnis shrimp. Jerry McGinnis. He has some beautiful customs. I can't afford them. The blade does have a nail nick. Look at that real quick. It's pretty easy to open with your thumb. Just bring the knife out and open it like that. It's really hard to open one-handed. I don't think I can do it. This is basically a two-hand knife. Let's go into the handle. The handles on this one are full stainless steel, which makes it a pretty heavy knife. Got a good 2-finger grip. Actually a decent thumb ramp too. So it's pretty controllable in the hand for something this small. However, just having your fingers really like this close to one another, it kind of makes my wrist hurt. So I'd rather hold it like this or something, sort of a loose grip on the knife, and just use a tip to cut into things. It didn't really come with too sharp of a tip from the factory either, so not perfect. As you can see, the knife is actually really chunky too. Here's a thickness compared to the Ambitious. Obviously it's not as thick as the Ambitious, but definitely for something this small, it's quite thick. I think it's thicker than my 2-layer Victorinox knife. It's got a stainless steel frame lock, and this one is perfectly strong. I have no complaints with it at all. No play, which is good. The stainless steel handles have been contoured and rounded, which is pretty cool on a knife that's this cheap. It's a nice touch, and you got sort of lightning holes, like a Mayo-esque. Lockup is good. There's a few finishing marks around the knife, but for the cost, I don't mind too much, like in the lock bar here. I don't know why this knife has a clip. I would never clip it to anything. I don't know, maybe a watch pocket, if that. For some reason you need 3 screws to attach it, but it comes with a little loop. Let me see if I can find it. a little wire loop here that you can attach onto the bottom here into 2 holes to make it more easily attachable to a keychain. Let me see if I can do it real quick on camera. If I can't, then whatever. Anyways, there's 2 little holes in here, and you put the little wire points into each of the 2 holes. I personally think it's a terrible way of attaching it to a lanyard or something, but you know, it's not really that great of an attachment point for something that's designed to be a keychain knife. I'll take this clip off. Last feature on the Shrimp that I want to mention is the backspacer. It's not really quite flush with the knife. That comes with the price, but something cool about it is that it is glow-in-the-dark material. So if you put your keys down when it's dark, this will probably glow a little bit. It's not that strong, but it's noticeable when it's pretty dark. So it's a cool touch. Help you locate your knife or your keys if it's attached to it. That's my review of the CRKT Shrimp. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a decent knife for the money, I guess, but there's a couple other keychain choices that I pick over it. Knives that I would pick over it include most small Victorinoxes. A classic is always on my keys, or something more fancy like a Manager, Midnight Manager, or something like that. What else? The Ladybug, lighter, much lighter, and I think higher quality. It is more expensive though. And the Booker Keycom, I've never actually owned that, but from my experience with the Warcom and some other knives, it's a solid keychain knife as well. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. That's the CRKT Shrimp, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.